Welcome to Daily Plunge. We are in the first book of Samuel, chapter 8, verses 1 through 22. Now, Samuel appoints his two sons to follow in his footsteps, to become judges over Israel. And, this is the way it's been done for, a number of generations. But his sons turn out to be corrupt politicians who are going after dishonest gain. They're taking bribes and they're perverting justice. And sort of the irony is that just as Samuel was sent to warn Eli that his two sons were corrupt priests, who's going to warn Samuel that his two sons are corrupt judges? Well, the elders of Israel gather, and they tell Samuel, "We love you. You've been a great prophet and judge for us, but your sons, they stink at this because they are not following your ways. They're not following the ways of the Lord." And then they really break the glass, as it were. They say, "We want you to appoint a king for us, just as the other nations have. We want to work like the other nations have." And, that ain't working so great. The Lord has defeated a number of kings. And when they say this, it breaks Samuel's heart. He takes it personally, right? And the Lord says to Samuel, "Don't take this personally. This is not about you. This is about me. I am their king. And ever since the beginning, they have not honored me as their Lord and King." That's the whole Ten Commandments, was a treaty in which he declares, "I am the Lord, I am your king, and you are to be my people." And so he says, I want you to go and warn them what having a king means. And as much as Samuel proclaims this in this passage, it's true then, it's true today, right? The king, the state, will reign over you, claiming it as his right. He will take your sons and make them serve as fodder for his wars. He will assign some of you guys to be commanders, but he will take thousands of you as basically forced labor, slave labor. He'll take your daughters to be perfumers, cooks, and bakers, and that's all you hope he takes from them. He will take the best of your fields, vineyards, olives, and groves, and enrich himself and bless other people with your good stuff to make others dependent on him, right? He'll take the best of your servants and your cattle, again, for his own. And on top of the tithe that you give for the temple, right, which is to worship and honor the Lord, he's going to take another tithe, another tenth or more for himself and for his state, his kingdom. And when you cry out for relief, the Lord's not going to hear you that day because you asked for this. Now, what's interesting is that the Lord is going to let Israel have kings. And these kings are not really going to work out all that great. And I think one of the things for us to take away is that in the midst of the structures of our society, God works through them even though they really don't work. The kings really don't work because they're selfish, because they're sinful. Ultimately, God is going to bring us the perfect king in Jesus Christ. And he said, they said, "We want to be like the other nations." But the other nations are not doing well, and the other nations are not claimed by God. We should listen. How are we walking in God's ways, not the world's ways? But too often, like the people of Israel, we think if we do it the world's ways, that we're going to get ahead, and they don't. Well, hey, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.